Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I want to teach you the game Creature Comforts. This is such a cute and fun family weight game, and it even has a solo mode, a very simple one. It's just beat your own high score, but it's actually a really great way to learn the game, and so that's what I've set up here. It basically plays exactly the same as a multiplayer game. You want to set out the game board and then put the river dial to a random spot. You also want to place out the hilltop tile. Up here you have the valley cards, you have the forest stack and the meadow stack. You want to place that with the 3 spring cards on top, the 3 summer cards, and then the 2 fall cards at the bottom. Within each one of those seasons, you can shuffle up those cards, and then you want to flip them face up. That's going to be the timer for the game. If you want to play a shorter game, you want to take out one of the summer cards and one of the spring cards. That way there'll be 6 rounds instead of 8, and that's what I've set up here. Next, you want to set out all of your good tokens. Keep in mind, this is the deluxe version with the wooden bits. Shuffle up your deck of comfort cards, deal out 4. Shuffle up your improvements and deal out 6 to these ladder slots. For the solo game, you need to take out all duplicates and then further remove 5 other cards. The barrel sauna, the guest cottage, the herb garden, the spinning wheel, and the writing desk. You'll be left with a deck of 12 cards that are all unique. You then want to shuffle up your traveler deck. When playing solo, you want to remove 3 cards: Canada Lynx, Common Loon, and the Moose. And in a multiplayer game, you would give the first player, which in this game is known as the early bird, well, you'd give them the worm. You then just want to set up your player board, get your 2 dice, your 4 workers, and place your 4 cottages off to the side there. And there we go, we're now ready to get started. So the first thing we need to do at the start of the game is to draw 3 of these comfort cards and pick 2 to keep. So we have the pot of tea, candles, and pie. I like the pot of tea. You can see here they have points up there. They have what it costs to complete the card. Here we'll need 2 fruit and a coin. And it says +2 victory points if you have the rocking chair. Candles. I'm going to go for the pot of tea and the candles here. And then we'll just put the pie in a discard pile. And then the first thing you do at the start of each month or round is to invite a new traveler into the village called Maple Valley. Each villager is going to have a special ability here at the bottom that either might activate instantly and affect all the players, or just change the rules for the entire month. And that's what we have here. It says all month long, both forest locations provide 2 wood in addition to what they show. And it says to place 2 wood tokens there to remind you, which I'll do now. So those forest locations are even more juicy than they normally are. The next thing you do is you roll your family dice, which are these 2 right here. Okay, got a 2 and a 6. After that, everybody places their 4 workers onto these various worker placement spots on the board. Now, in a multiplayer game, you can do this simultaneously because we don't block each other from these different worker placement spots. The only rule is you can't put 2 of your own workers in the same location. You got to go to 4 different locations. Now, each of these spots is going to require a die as well in order to activate them. And some spots require certain dice, while others, especially these 2 that have that little symbol on it, that just means you're going to place any numbered die there. It won't matter. So in the case of this one, you can place any die there with your worker, and you'll just get to take a face-up card. However, over here, you can see that it does matter what number of die you're going to put there. If you put a 1 or a 2, you'll get to draw 2 face-down cards, and if you put a 3 or greater, you only get to draw 1, so lower dice here are better. The trick is, we don't know what dice we'll have available to us. All we know is our 2 family dice that we rolled, so we know we have a 2 and a 6, but after we've placed all our workers, we're going to roll these white dice, and we'll get to use those as well. So there's a little bit of push your luck here as you're placing your workers out, because, for instance, do we go to this spot right here? That requires a 3 and a 4. Well, we didn't roll a 3 or a 4. So if we put our worker there, we're counting on getting both a 3 and a 4 from these white dice. That's a long shot. I'm not going to explain all the spots right now. I'll explain them as we go. So first of all, I think we definitely want to put a worker here because that's a lot of wood, and that's going to be very valuable for constructing different things. Once we resolve the spot, we're going to need to put dice that total 11 or higher in that spot, but we rolled a 6, so I think we should be able to do that pretty easily, assuming that these dice don't completely mess us over. We also have that 2, so coming here to draw 2 cards would be good. But I also like coming here. As you can see, Mr. American Beaver here, our traveler for the month, they have a action that you get to take, and that's going to change each month. And so if we put a worker here, you can see if we put a 1, 2, or 3 die with it, we'll be able to exchange wood into coins. And we'll get to do that a number of times equal to the die we put there. So if we put the 2 there, we'll be able to exchange 2 of the wood we get up there into 2 coins. And as you can see, you can come to this spot here and exchange those coins for any good that you want. That might be nice flexibility. We also need coins to do our candle and our pot of tea. So maybe we think about doing that. Yeah, I like that. Let's come here. And then our pot of tea needs apples. And our candle needs wool. So why don't we go there as well? We have the 2. And over here, actually, look, that 2 spot is the most lucrative spot on this wheel. This is going to rotate each round. But right now, a 2 gives us a coin and a stone. Yeah, I tell you what, let's do that. And since I can't use the 2 that many times, let's come here. Actually, let's come here. Let's come here because I like this board game card. That sounds like fun. Okay, so now that we've placed all of our workers, we get to roll these dice and add them to our family dice. Oh goodness. So we rolled a bunch of 6s. Wow. And now we get to activate the spots by placing the dice out. Well, a total of 11 or higher. We can just use these 2 6s. And in that spot, we're going to get the 2 extra wood because of the beaver, along with 2 wood and a mushroom. Okay, pretty nice haul right there. Now, we get to activate these spots in any order that we want. So that's nice. I say let's definitely take a 2, and let's get our coin and stone. And now we have a decision here. We could put the 2 and change 2 of the wood into coins. Or we could put like either the 4 or the 6 there and turn a wood and any other good into a book, into a story, I think it's called. Well, we don't need stories for our things here. We need coins. So I say let's put the 2 here. We'll get to do that exchange twice because of the value of our die. Yeah, let's do it twice. 2 wood into 2 coins. And then we can place any die there to take one of these cards. Yeah, I was talking about the board games, but yeah, we got to get the board games, right? Come on. These slide over. Refill that immediately like that. And there we go. We actually have an extra die left over, but we've activated all our workers, and so we're done. Now we would get to spend resources and complete any of these comfort cards that we could. Right now, we don't have the exact goods that we need to complete those. We can store 3 of them in our hands, so we're fine. We won't have to discard any of them. And so that's us done for the month. If this was a multiplayer game, then in turn order, everyone would get to do the same thing using the exact same village dice. We would not change those at all. They would get to couple those same village dice with their family dice that they rolled and complete their actions. After everyone is done, we do the end of month upkeep. Get our workers back. Our family dice. We discard the top forest and meadow. We rotate this 1 step clockwise. You discard the leftmost comfort card and the bottom improvement card. And then you slide everything. So that just keeps these flowing. We discard this traveler, they move on. And in a multiplayer game, you'd pass the first player worm to the next player clockwise order. And now we're ready for the next month. Let's see what traveler we get. Okay, we get the leopard frog, and it's got immediate effect. It says place 2 of these lesson learned tokens from the supply on this card. Each player may use them on their turn. So each player gets to use 2 of these sort of temporary lesson learned tokens. These you can use, if you look here, you can see one side shows a plus and one side shows a minus. That'll let you adjust the pip value of a die, +1 or -1, which is nice. It gives you a lot of little extra flexibility here. These tokens you'll get if you ever put a worker out and you can't resolve the space because you didn't get the dice you needed or whatever. You get one of these instead, so it can help you in future turns. So even if you have a little bit of bad luck with your worker placement spot, you're at least getting something that will help you in the future. Let's roll our family dice. Oh, we got 2 1s. That little symbol is a 1. Okay, interesting. Let's take a gander at these improvements. These are cards that you can get that, have a cost, just like our comforts, and they give you a special ability. When you build one, you put one of your cottage tokens on it, and you can only build 4 of these throughout the entire game. We do have 2 wood and a stone for that orchard. It would give us a nice spot where we could put a die, even without a worker, to get 2 apples, which is what we need for the pot of tea. That strikes me as good. With 2 1s, okay, well, here we go. Once again, the 1 spot is the best on this river dial, so I say let's do that again. That would actually give us 2 stone. We're also going to need a book for the board game, and we could go up there and get a book. We didn't roll a 2, but we have these to use, so we could turn one of our 1s into a 2 to get the book. We have the coin and then just 2 of any other. That symbol there means any type of good. Keep in mind that there are 6 goods. The books, the coins, and those lesson learned tokens are not goods. Okay, I think I have a little bit of a plan. The frog here is going to let us turn a mushroom into a good of our choice. And up there in the forest, we can get 2 mushrooms. So that seems like a nice combo. And then I am interested, there's a bunch of these improvements I'm interested in, so I'm just going to go there and grab one of those right away. Okay, there we go. We got our 4 workers out. Let's roll the dice. Whoa. Bunch of 5s, a 2, and our 2 1s. Now, we've got 2 of these. We can do 2 pluses, 2 minuses, or a plus or minus. You can use it either way. And we need a 4. Didn't roll a 4, but we got a 5. And we can put a minus token there. That'll give us the 4. That gives us the 2 mushrooms that we need. Now we have 3 mushrooms. Okay, well, let's put a 1 over here. That's giving us a coin and a stone from the river. So, which of these do we want? The umbrella is pretty interesting. It says once each turn, you may add 1 or 2 to one of your family dice. That's going to give us a ton of flexibility. I do like that. We also have the almanac here, which is similar. We'll gain an almanac token, and we'll treat it as a permanent lesson learned, which you can use once per month. It's a lot more expensive than the than the umbrella. I'm going to go for the umbrella. So what we do is we put a die here, and the value of the die that we put here is how far up this ladder we can go. So because we put a 5 here, we can take anything from the 5 spot or lower. And the umbrella happens to be in the 5 spot. So we're going to grab that. You pay the cost right away. So that's 2 coins. We place our lowest cottage, and you can see there, we uncovered a point. So that gave us a point at the end of the game. And we slide these down. Always immediately refill. And here we go. Last spot. I guess we might as well put the 5 here and we can crank it up to a 6, so we could do this 6 times if we wanted. We only have 3 mushrooms, so we can turn those 3 mushrooms into whatever we want. So we could do 2 apples. I think we want at least 1 yarn, and then 2 apples maybe, and then we could complete both of those. Yeah, I like it. There we go. We used up all of our workers. Now we can complete these. So for the candles, we need a stone, a yarn, and a coin. And for the pot of tea, we need 2 fruit and a coin. So we've completed both of those. That's going to be 9 points at the end of the game. And looky here. 2 extra points if you have the rocking chair. And there it is, right there. So we are definitely going to want to go after that. I'm just going to place these right here. And there we go. End of month 2. It's that easy. Get our workers back. Turn the wheel. Discard those bottom ones. Ooh, 2 rocking chairs. That's convenient. Oh, and we discard these 2. And there we go. We're ready to go again. Now I'm going to play out the rest of the game at this point and come back to show you exactly how final scoring works. So see you in a second. Okay, it's the end of the month. We're doing upkeep and we remove the last 2 fall tiles there. You can see winter has come and that's the end of the game. Final scoring is really simple. We start by just adding up all the hearts that are in our tableau. As you can see here, I managed to get 6 of these comfort cards and 3 of the improvements. Also have a couple of leftover goods there and 1 of those tokens. Let's start with the comfort cards. If you add up all 6 of these, I believe that's 32 points. But then there's some extra bonuses here at the bottom. So the pot of tea says +2 if you have the rocking chair, which I do. So that's 34. +2 if you have the quilt, which I do. So that's 36. And +1 for other board game and toys. I don't have any of those. So 36 points from our comfort cards. We also have 7 points from our improvements. That'd be 43. We also score points for our revealed cottage spots there. And I got 7 more of those. So that's 50 even. And you get 1 point for every 3 leftover goods. So that's going to be an extra point. And that's it. My final score is 51 points playing the short game. And like I said, in the solo mode, this is just a beat your own high score, but they do have a cute little thing here at the back where you get to create a little title for your character based on a couple of things. In the back of the book, it says, which comfort type did you craft the most of? And if there's a tie, you can decide. The comfort types here are these little symbols at the top. Looks like I did it fairly evenly. I kind of like the look of this quilt here, so that's going to give us the term snuggly. Then it says, how many comforts did you craft? Well, we crafted 6 of them, so that puts us into the prepared title. Number 3 is, how many improvements did you build? Well, we did 3, so that makes it denizen. And it says, what is your final score? We were between 41 and 55, so that gives us the title of the Woods. So our final title is Snugly Prepared Denizen of the Woods. Now, of course, if you play the longer game, you'll have 2 extra rounds to complete stuff, and you'll get a higher score, of course. But there you go. That is how you play Creature Comforts. Just to give you a couple of quick final thoughts, this is a very basic solo mode, so, the solo mode's good for just learning the game or having a very casual kind of experience. It would have been nice to have a little bit of an AI to take certain things, but the thing is, this game is a fairly friendly worker placement game. We're not blocking each other. The only real interaction is that based on turn order, certain cards could get taken that you might want. But overall, this is a very sort of casual experience, and that's definitely reflected in the solo game. I don't know, this is just such a light, family-friendly, sort of gateway worker placement game. This would be a great first worker placement game, introducing, kids and new or casual players to the idea of worker placement and resource management. And it would be a great stepping stone to something like Stone Age. Right, you play this, and then I think you'd be, ready to play Stone Age, and Stone Age is a great gateway game into other worker placement games. For that, I think it's great. Wouldn't necessarily recommend it for just solo play, but if you're interested in a very casual and friendly family weight first worker placement, I think this is great. It's super cute, wonderful, very fun, quick playing game. There you go. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.